Welcome to the Weekend Football Podcast.
Hi, I'm Michael.
Hello, I'm Leif.
Hiya, I am Joel.
And this is Frank.
This is a new member of the team. Say hello to everyone, Frank.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, Frank.
Welcome, Frank.
Keep an eye out on our future competitions, which you'll find at Weekend Football and /Weekend Football. First, we're going to talk about Man City versus Crystal Palace, which is 12:45 on BT Sport. Man City come into this game looking for their sixth successive win and sit only 3 points behind Chelsea in second. Who would have thought that, Joel?
Yeah, well, I mean, they've been going about their business pretty quietly, but they're still creeping up. As you said, they've won the last 5 league matches. Midweek, they beat Roma away, kept a clean sheet. Then they had a tough game at Leicester, kept a clean sheet. Confidence should be sky high.
Crystal Palace have only won 1 in the last 10 games and sit 16th. A David versus Goliath, it seems, Leif.
It seems, yeah, but I wouldn't be putting too much money on a massive margin here because although City are doing well, they've got quite a few players missing this weekend.
Yep.
They've not been that convincing at home compared to the teams around them. So if you look at Chelsea and Man United and their goal scoring at home versus City are second in the table, second in the form table. But they won their last games by 1-0 at home to Everton, who have not been in fantastic form, and away to Leicester 1-0. Their goals scored at home, 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. 12 goals scored, 5 conceded, compared to Chelsea's 8 straight wins, 20 goals scored, 3 conceded, and United's 7 wins at home out of 9, 19 goals, 6 conceded. So, yeah, they're pretty solid, but I don't think it will be as clear-cut a game as it looks on first glance.
Yeah, there's no Dzeko or company until the new year for City, as well as they've got Silva and Aguero out.
And Jovetic.
Yeah, there's a few big players they're missing.
Will that affect anything? I don't think so.
I don't think Crystal Palace will be a walkover. They've only lost 1 of the last 5. They beat Liverpool 3-1 at home. They've drawn at Tottenham and Swansea, and they nearly got a draw at Old Trafford in early November, where it was 0-0 till very, very late in the game. United were lucky to win that game. They've only scored 5 in the last 6, but they've also only conceded 5, and that's against the likes of United, Liverpool, Tottenham and Swansea. I think it'll be a much closer match than people expect.
I agree with you there, Leith. Yeah, you mentioned stuck down in 16th, but you look on the other hand, and the whole of the bottom half, no matter who they're stuck down there with, the likes of Hull, Leicester, etc., they've got the second highest away goal scoring rate in the whole of the bottom half, bettered only by Everton. So that might be something worth considering.
Yeah, I think Palace will score. I think Warnock's side do pose a threat. Going back to what Leif says, probably unlucky to have lost both Chelsea and United away. I think they'll score, but I fancy City's midfield to win a game for them. They'll be too strong for them, regardless of the players they've got out. I think they should win this fairly comfortably, I think.
Yeah, even though they've got a high injury list, the next couple of games, West Brom, Burnley and Sunderland.
They've got a nice run.
Yeah, so if any team members are going to get injured, this is the right time.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
Nice timing there.
Yeah. Bets for this game, BTCS best result, best price, 12-5 at Coral.
Yeah, that's what I've gone for as well.
I can see it being 2-1. I don't see City scoring too many, but they should win this.
Yeah, agreed.
Time weird derby time. We have Newcastle versus Sunderland, which is at 1:30 on Sky Sports 1. Newcastle lost the last 3 derbies. Will they lose another, Leith?
I don't think they will. I mean, they're certainly favourites with the bookies. And they had a fantastic run in October and November. Alan Pardew became the hero, just a bit like Arsenal's becoming now with the fans switching. But Newcastle have only had 1 win in the last 4. That surprise win at home to Chelsea, taking Chelsea's invincibility away. Still 6th in the form table. Big loss to Arsenal, much bigger than we expected. But it is a derby. Sunderland have been really tough to score against, I think. They goalless draws against Chelsea, Liverpool. I think it will be a low-scoring affair and quite possibly 0-0 or 1-1.
I really can't see Sunderland getting anything from this game. They haven't won in 7. They've only scored 3 goals in the last 6. Newcastle's recent home form is pretty solid, to be fair. They've won the last 4. They've only conceded 1 in that time, and now it's to Chelsea.
But it's a derby. Do you think that might affect their confidence?
Well, it could well do. I know Sunderland have won the last 2 derbies 3-0 at St James's, but for me, everything points to a Newcastle win.
It does seem that St James's is turning into that fortress that it once was. You know, only 1 loss this season, and that was at the hands of City. Having said that, I think, you know, being a derby day, I don't think form or previous results, anything like that, stands for anything. And I could well see Sunderland getting something here.
Yeah, Newcastle didn't really turn the light switch on against Arsenal
No,
today.
they didn't. Not compared to how they've been.
No.
They've not beaten Sunderland in the last 5 head-to-heads with 2 big home defeats. And I think that'll play a part because the fans want some payback, a bit like United against Liverpool, winning 3-0 after losing 0-3 the season before. And that's why I think it'll be really, really tight, and it may well end without any goals at all.
I mean, they've got a good back four, Sunderland. You know, credit them that, but they're just not scoring goals at the minute.
They're not.
I mean, where they're going to score from? Sunderland, I can't see them getting anything. I think Newcastle will win this fairly comfortably, actually.
But defensively, Sunderland have only conceded 6 in the last 6.
Mm.
But Newcastle have only conceded 7, and before their 4-1 defeat, had the best Premier League defensive current record, conceding only 3 goals in their previous 6. So neither side are scoring many, and apart from the Arsenal exception against Newcastle last Saturday, are conceding many.
Yeah, Sunderland are the draw kings.
They are
This
10
is,
out of 16.
10 out of 16. They only drew 8 in the whole of last season.
They've already
Really?
beaten it.
Yeah.
And we're not halfway there.
So I'm going to go draw on this one. But for my bet, BTTS, best price 10 to 11 at Coral. Not a great price, but if you whack it in a few accumulator over the other English leagues, you might see a good return.
My recommended bet would be just Newcastle to win, full-time result. Best price 19 to 20 at Bet365.
I'm going to have to disagree with you both there. I do fancy Sunderland to win. Both teams to score. Sunderland win. Best price 7 to 1 at Coral.
That's a big price.
Yeah,
but it's a big price for a reason. But we'll see.
He's taking the controversial mantle.
We'll find out. Why not? Somebody else needs to, instead of you all the time. We'll find out on Sunday afternoon.
Bottom half Liverpool entertain 6th place Arsenal against 2 of the ever-present teams in the Premier League. Liverpool have been awful form of late, Joel.
Yeah, we have. We're so low on confidence right now. It's actually frightening.
I like the way you haven't dispossessed them, though. You said we have. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
and Liverpool fans will as well.
Yeah, you've been shocking, Joel.
No, I mean, we haven't won in 2. We've just been humiliated by arch rivals United. Things aren't looking good.
Do we all agree, though, that we won't be seeing the same scoreline as we did in the reverse fixture last season? Finished 5-1 to Liverpool.
Yeah, I can't see that happening whatsoever.
It'd be a massive surprise. You should get a really good price.
We're missing Suarez, we're missing Sturridge, we're not scoring goals. But going to the game at United, the amount of clear-cut chances that we created, it's great to see, but to not score from any of them, as a Liverpool fan, it's quite frankly embarrassing.
I was surprised, actually, because Liverpool had many more chances than United did. In fact, they had almost doubled, looking at the stats. They had 19 shots versus United's 11.
Yeah.
And 9 of them were on target, and they scored not a single goal. And Sterling had most of those opportunities.
Yep.
Balotelli had a few when he came on. But I was a bit disappointed because I had Rooney to score first and 3-1 at 45 to 1. But Liverpool should have scored at least 1 goal, if not 2 or 3, and they didn't. And I think that's certainly highlighted the main problem for them at the moment is their ability to put it in the back of the net. They're creating the chances, but they're just not scoring.
So Arsenal perhaps turning a corner. Giroud's starting to get back to full fitness.
If you look at the goal scorers that Liverpool have got, potential goal scorers, versus Arsenal's now, with Giroud scoring 2 against Newcastle. Welbeck didn't score, but Cazorla scored 2. You've got Podolski, you've got Sanchez. Liverpool would be giving their right arm for some of those players right now.
Arsenal have definitely got the better firepower. There's no doubt going into this game. As you said, Giroud's back amongst the goals. It's rumoured that Walcott's back. If he's back, his pace is going to be probably too much for Liverpool's defence right now. They don't play as a unit; they play individually. But look, Arsenal's defence isn't great either.
It's not, but they're scoring goals.
They are scoring
Absolutely,
goals,
yeah.
but I'd like to think if Liverpool continue to create the chances they do, then I'd be surprised if they don't put at least one away.
Well, Liverpool have the second lowest scoring stat at home with 7 goals. Villa have
Villa have 6, I think.
6.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not great, is it, for Liverpool at home? But if you look across the last 8 games and you take out the Leicester game, they haven't scored more than 1 goal.
Dreadful.
No.
And they've scored 0 goals more than they've scored 1 goal. So that really, it does sort of like highlight where
I mean, Arsenal
they need to do something.
Sorry, Leif. Arsenal have managed more away from home this year than Liverpool have managed at Anfield, so that speaks for itself. Arsenal certainly don't struggle to put them away from home.
And QPR have scored twice as many goals as Liverpool have at home. But I
And where are
just
they?
throw that out there.
Third from bottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make for great reading for Liverpool.
It could change. You might find Sterling finds
it has to
his
change.
mojo and is putting in, puts 3 goals in the back of the net. But Arsenal are sort of growing in confidence, and Liverpool are probably waning in confidence. And I don't think Brendan Rodgers would feel that great when he woke up this morning, especially after Everton, pushed them down a place into the bottom half of the table.
Yeah, but I do fancy us to score at least one.
You're a Liverpool fan, of course. You
Yeah,
fancy
but
yourself.
the fans will be demanding a response.
They will.
Rodgers knows the pressure. The players understand what they need to do. They're not performing as well as they should be. I think it'll be a score draw.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a 0-0 draw. The last 0-0 draw between these two sides was on the 9th of January 1999, which is over 30 games ago.
That's a while back.
Yeah, a very long time
It's
ago.
when we first started the website, 15 years ago.
So where are these two going to finish
Finish at the end of the
at
season.
the end of the season?
I think Arsenal will finish 4th and Liverpool will finish 7th or 8th.
If you're basing
I'd
it on
agree with that.
if you're basing it on current form, it'd be hard to argue that. I can't see Liverpool getting in the top 4 right now the way we're playing. We don't deserve to be, and I can't see it.
Well, my bet for this game, 1-2 correct scoreline, 11-1 at Bet365, the best price.
Are you not concerned that Arsenal may run away and start getting the likes of Giroud and Welbeck putting away more than 2 or 3 goals?
No, I think it'll be 2.
Be tighter.
2-1. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tight game. I've gone for both teams to score and result being a draw. Best price 7-2 at Betway.
I fancy an Arsenal win. Both teams to score. Best price I could find was 7-2 at Coral.
Yeah, and that's where I'll put my money. The safer bet is that I think this could end 2-1, 3-1 or 4-1 to Arsenal. So I'll put my money on an away BTTS.
To break up the football, we got our weekly quiz. So question 1. Thierry Henry retired from football on Tuesday. The Frenchman started his senior career at Monaco and went on to win the Premier League twice and the FA Cup 3 times. Can you name me which trophy the Vavavoux man won first? Was it the FA Cup, the Premier League, Ligue 1, or Trophy des Champions?
It's obviously something more obscure, otherwise you wouldn't have asked it. So I'm going to go for the French trophy,
Yeah,
the
I'll
last
go-
one.
Yeah, I'll
The
go,
last
Don't
one.
even want
The
to try
cup.
and pronounce it. The cup, French cup.
yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, go for that. Make it 3.
Nope, it's actually League 1.
No. League G-U-E, League
Yeah.
1. Okay,
League.
French, League 1. Yeah.
Okay, question 2. Champions League draw was drawn on Monday. Real Madrid have won it 10 times, but can you name me the team that is in all-time second place?
I'd say
I know-
it's Liverpool.
Nah,
5th.
we got 5 times. Ajax are up there.
Is it Inter Milan?
Yeah, I was going to say
It's not Inter Milan.
Obviously, United got 3.
I'd say AC Milan on 7 or 8.
So you're going with AC Milan?
Is it? Are we going
Go for
Italy?
that.
Yeah, it's AC Milan.
Is it
Yeah.
AC Milan?
It's AC
Oh,
Milan.
Well done.
There we go.
Well done.
Good shout.
Good start.
Final question, question 3. Which former Premier League player is the only player to have been sent off in the Champions League for 3 different teams?
Can you give us one of the teams?
Chelsea is one of them.
No.
No.
Man City is one of them.
So it's fairly recent then, if Man City in the Champions League.
Oh, hold on, let me think. Because Man City has.
It's not David Silva, is it?
Nope.
He's not.
Try Balotelli.
No, not Balotelli.
No. Oh no, I don't know.
Don't know. Do you want me to give you another clue? You'll get it after this
Clue.
one. He was part of the Invincibles for Arsenal.
Arsenal. Vieira.
Yeah.
Patrick
Vieira.
Yeah.
Patrick Vieira.
Finally, we have Stoke versus Chelsea, which is a Monday night football game on Sky Sports 1 at 8 p.m. So Chelsea go to Stoke in a game where they lost last season 3-2, with Asaidi scoring an absolute belter to score the winner. Joel, where do you see that one going?
I think Stoke will get something out of this game. I mean, Chelsea, obviously, they're very strong, rightly deserve to be favourites for the game. But Stoke have beat some decent teams at home this year. Obviously, they've just put 3 past Arsenal. They drew against West Ham. They beat Swansea. They beat Newcastle. Bojan's starting to produce some decent form, so they're definitely capable of scoring.
I agree with you, Joel, but I mean, you look at some of their other results, and at home this season they've lost to Burnley, Leicester, and Aston Villa, all teams that finding themselves now in the bottom half of the table. So it really has been a mixed season for them. So
It has, but I think Stoke had a really bad start, and the Burnley game was much later in the season. They lost to Villa and Leicester right at the beginning, but since then they've become sort of more of the fortress they used to be.
Yeah.
And that win against Arsenal, where they were 3-0 up, I mean, you've got to take a look at that.
Yeah, Chelsea lost their way, haven't they, in the last couple of games, in the last away game?
Invincible no more. They've only won 2 of the last 5 aways, and Stoke have won 3 of the last 5 homes, one of them against Arsenal, fairly convincingly. I think this could be a potential coupon buster of the weekend.
So do you think there's a risk of Chelsea dropping off?
No, I think they could drop. I think they could drop points, and yes, they're going to drop off if they lose points because they've been so successful so far, apart from the last few games. But I think this is a potential draw.
Yeah, so do I. I think the way that Stoke play against the big teams, they're pressing. They don't give them time on the ball. They'll get in their faces.
And Chelsea's confidence will be affected by their recent performances.
They'll be under pressure to win this game.
They've had a nightmare in the northeast. Defeat in Newcastle, a 0-0 draw at the Stadium of Light.
Yeah,
I think this could well end in shared points.
but you have to remember Costa's back. He's back amongst the goals. He'll relish this sort of physical game. He loves that aspect of football. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets on the score sheet. But I agree with you, Laith. I think Stoke will get a draw out of this.
I do.
I think Stoke have been very inconsistent this season. Their Fortress Britannia is no more.
Might be coming back.
But I think quite a lot of the Premier League teams look inconsistent, and I think that's why the standard of football has been a bit low this season.
Yeah, and head-to-head wise, Stoke have only won 1 of the last 12 with 2 draws, 9 defeats. But their win, that single win, was last season, not that long ago, and it was also 3-2, just as they scored against Arsenal less than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think having said that about Chelsea's recent sort of stuttering, for want of a better word, they'll be looking to steady the ship on Monday night. I think even having had a few bad away trips recently, I think they've still got general good away form. And I think they'll get that back on track on Monday with a win. I think Stoke will give them a good go, but BTTS and a Chelsea win.
Yeah, I agree with you, Frank. Stoke sit 12th, 2 points behind Liverpool, but I can't see them breaking into the top 10 this weekend. That's why my bet is BTTS special result with the Chelsea win, 29-10, best price at Coral.
I'd go for both teams to score and the result being a draw. I think Stoke would definitely get something from this game. You can get best price for that. 19-4 at Bet Victor.
And I'm going to also agree with that. So we're split right down the middle against Chelsea win and a draw. I do believe that this will be a draw. I think it'll be more than 2.5 goals as well. Could well be a 2-2 draw. Might be worth sticking some money on a correct score. And it's 19-4, 5.75 in modern money at Bet Victor.
Around the Premier League.
Weekend Football take a look at the games from around the Premier League to give you the best value for your bets. So firstly, I've gone with a high-risk treble, BTTS plus result. Southampton to beat Everton, Stoke to lose against Chelsea, Man City to beat Crystal Palace, and you get 60-1 at Coral.
It's not bad, is it? Yeah, the big price there is the Everton game, about 6-1.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite good value, but I'm just not sure. I think Southampton might turn things around.
Yeah, that's what I went for.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going Everton. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, 7-2.
In the QPR West Brom game, obviously Charlie Austin's back. He's always amongst the goals, especially at home. I fancy him to score any time and QPR win. Best price 21-10 with Sky Bet.
I've joined you, Mike. I've gone for a BTTS treble. A Man City, Spurs, and Chelsea win. Best odds 42-10, 42-1. Sorry, at Coral.
I also like the look of the West Ham versus Leicester game. I think the Hammers should win this comfortably. I'll be very surprised if they don't win by at least 2 goals. So I reckon a -1 handicap of 15-8 with Paddy Power is definitely worth a few quid.
I've also gone for over 2.5 goals, 5-fold with Man City, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Everton, Tottenham, Burnley, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Stoke versus Chelsea. Get you best price of 23.42 at Bet Victor.
Yeah, I think over-under market looks quite good this weekend. Looks like there's a few goals in the Premier League. I've also gone for a shorter, actually, which is unusual for me, a 4-fold over-under with a couple of games in there of yours and a couple of different ones. So I've gone Aston Villa United over 2.5, Southampton Everton, which is a really good price at 11-10 over 2.5, West Ham Leicester, which is not that generous at 31-40, and Stoke Chelsea just over evens, and the total odds there are 15.17, just over 14-1, best priced at Bet Victor.
Well, thanks for listening. Next show is our Christmas show, although there'll be nothing festive about it. Chelsea versus West Ham, United versus Newcastle, and Arsenal versus QPR.
Download the Football Coupon app on iPhone and Android for best odds, bet tracking, live Opta data, and score forecasts. For more information, check out footballcoupon.co.uk.